This news update is brought to you by
This is the Barbados Today evening news update for Monday, November 2nd. Thank you for joining us. I am Marie-Claire Williams. We begin with a confirmation from the police that the decomposed body found in a ravine at Halton Plantations in Phillip over a week ago is that of the missing woman, Marcel Smith. The acting crimes chief, Livingston Eversley, tells Barbados Today a post-mortem confirmed the identity of the 75-year-old Farm Road St. Philip woman who went missing 3 weeks ago. However, lawmen are tight-lipped on other results of the autopsy. Smith's car was found abandoned at Chelston Park, Culloden Road on October 18, and police have since charged Sheriff Ricardo Omar Ince of Nursery No. 2, 4 Road St. Philip with theft of the vehicle. Meanwhile, police today launched a fresh appeal for help in locating Emilia John, who has been missing for almost a month now. The 18-year-old of Paynes Bay, St. James, is slim, of light brown complexion, and is 5 feet 7 inches tall. She has a round face, small mouth, and has a growth and birthmark on the right side of her back. She was last seen on October 7th, sometime between 8 a.m. and 10 p.m. Police are asking anyone with information on the whereabouts of Emilia John to call emergency number 211 or the nearest police station. In other news this evening, regional agricultural officials are meeting here this week to address issues affecting the sector. And with the region's annual food import bill in excess of $5 billion, leaders are being warned that they need to develop a sustainable agriculture sector in order to achieve developed country status. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Ellsworth Reed, highlighted the need for more cooperation between Caribbean states. And the president of the Jamaica Agriculture Society, Senator Norman Grant, told the meeting he is not satisfied with the level of progress of the regional sector, despite the matter being discussed more than 20 years ago.
We don't need to reinvent the wheels. The matter of the JAGLO initiatives were outlined, and in my view, we are not where we should have been in 2015. And my opinion is that those initiatives have not been critically addressed as it relates to the objective that were embedded in the JAGLO initiative.
Barbados is seeking to get a piece of the $50 billion travel business that is being traded this week at the World Travel Market in London. Tourism Minister Richard Seeley is attending the travel fair along with major private sector representatives. He says he will be meeting with a number of stakeholders to bring back much-needed tourism business to Barbados.
We have, extensive participation from the private sector in Barbados, and that's important because it is a market. Therefore, the sellers have to be present in order to meet with the buyers. Over the next couple of days, I understand $50 billion worth of tourism business is going to be done all over the world, and it's good that we have our frontline players who are here to participate and to get a piece of the action. And I'm also heartened that the networking opportunity, and so will be taken advantage of from the government side. We will be meeting with major players as well, meeting with airlines and ensuring that the capacity is there, that the business that is done over the next couple of days, that they can get to Barbados as well.
Health Minister John Boyce says government is looking at ways to address the issues facing the country's sewage plants. His comments come on the heels of concerns by opposition leader Mia Motley that the South Coast and Bridgetown sewage systems were on the verge of collapse. But addressing the Democratic Labour Party meeting, St. Michael West branch last night, Minister Boyce pointed the accusing finger at the Barbados Labour Party, saying it ignored the plants for 15 years and the onus is now on the Frundle Stewart administration to rectify the situation.
So this Ursan is another story, and I am happy to join in any discussion on the South Coast will start when it is ready. But we have to do some work on that, and I'm not surprised that it's fallen to us in the Democratic Labour Party at a time when there's not a lot of fiscal room to find cash or to even borrow money. But it will fall to us to try to find the couple of $1 million that it would take to bring it back up to a standard that can be used.
The media fraternity bade farewell to one of their own earlier today. Veteran journalist Charles Harding was laid to rest this morning. In his eulogy, founding member of the Nation newspaper, Stephen Brathwaite, recalled that Harding joined with other enterprising young Barbadians to establish the paper in 1973.
He made a contribution and rose to the full level of his responsibilities as a hard-working and exemplary journalist and newspaper businessman. He has embellished this period of our media history with efforts of greatness and consistently proud professional conduct. At the root of this was his prodigious knowledge as well as his well-informed mind, sharpened by discipline and his generous impulses. And to his lasting credit, he weighed his integrity and his honesty far heavier than any temporary or financial advantage. Without doubt, as a writer, Charles was a nation builder. Nation spelt both with and without a capital N, for he secured the foundation of our newspaper while adding immense value to our country.
CEO of the West Indies Cricket Board, Michael Muirhead, says Phil Simmons has not been reinstated as coach of the team. Muirhead was responding to media reports that Simmons is about to resume his position. Simmons was suspended in September after he publicly expressed frustration over not getting the best squad for the one-day international series in Sri Lanka. Reports indicate that he recently met with the WICB's Human Resource Committee and was warned against making similar outbursts in the future. Simmons has already publicly apologized for his remarks at the Kensington Oval. Although he has been left out of the team to Sri Lanka, Simmons is tipped to resume his coaching duties for the tour to Australia early next month.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro today announced new plans to boost trade between his country and the Eastern Caribbean. Maduro, who ended a visit to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, says Caracas would be willing to invest in Kingstown as the hub for the construction of low-income houses for the region under the Petrocaribe Oil Initiative. Maduro says the construction of 50 Petrocasas will be a model for future investment in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There are concerns that the shortage of natural gas in Trinidad and Tobago will continue for a while. Prime Minister Keith Rowley made the announcement in an interview with TV6 News.
Natural gas shortage has been around for a while and will be around for a while. It's a serious issue which we're trying to address.
No details were given. In the Parliament, however, he said operators in Point Lisas are concerned about their presence in Trinidad and Tobago. The Energy Minister said the gas shortage could continue for another year or two, while the opposition's Shadow Energy Minister said the PP administration was preparing for it. Dr. Rowley was at Balize House as the PNM prepares to address upcoming by-elections due to the shortage of councillors in Arima and Tunapuna Piako, caused when Education Minister Anthony Garcia and Deputy Speaker Esmond Ford were elected as MPs on September 7th.
Internationally, Australia's Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull says the country will no longer appoint knights and dames under its honours system. Turnbull says the titles were not appropriate in modern Australia, and Queen Elizabeth II has already accepted the Cabinet's recommendation to drop them. More in this BBC report.
The decision to give Prince Philip a knighthood was hugely unpopular in Australia and seen as one of the biggest blunders of Tony Abbott's brief time in office. Now the new Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, who in 1999 led Australia's unsuccessful campaign to abandon the monarchy and become a republic, has dropped knights and dames. In a statement, Mr Turnbull's office said the honours were no longer appropriate in a modern system.
Look, it is a long way from being the most important issue in Australia today, but it is a change, as you know. Removing knights and dames from the Australian honours system was a decision the Cabinet has taken. Her Majesty's agreed to amend the letters patent, which are essentially the rules of the Order of Australia, and this reflects modern Australia. Knights and dames are titles that are really anachronistic. They're out of date. They're not appropriate in 2015 in Australia.
Existing knights and dames, including Prince Philip, will not lose their titles. The Prime Minister will have the chance to discuss the matter with the Duke of Edinburgh's son later this month when Prince Charles comes to Australia on a royal visit. Mr Turnbull has recently said he remains a Republican, but says he does not regard the issue as a priority for his government.
And that's the news. There's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.tv. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. You can catch us on iZoomi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM for more news and sports. I am Maricla Williams. Good evening.